Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. I have 10 plus years of experience in HR. I help corporates and students in improving their communication skills, English speaking skills, their soft skills, and overall personality development. And I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently with my experience. So stay tuned, stay connected, and watch the entire video to master this skill. Today, I'm going to talk about a very basic thing. Whenever we start talking in English or whenever we start speaking in English, we start feeling lost. We start feeling what to say next, right? So that is the problem. We struggle to keep the conversation going. That's true. It happens with all of us. It does happen to all of us at some point of time. That is a very common problem. But it has nothing to do with your speaking skills. Right, there are lots of other things that are also involved in this, which I'm going to discuss, which will help you to know why this happens and what is the solution to this. And you'll definitely be amazed by it. So guys, what are you waiting for? Quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. Do write your comments in the comment section. And don't forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. Let's begin. So this is one challenge we face every single day, right? When we want to talk to somebody, we gain some courage, we gain some strength, and we make up our mind like, I have to talk in English with this person or that person. And we control our nervousness, we control our nerves, and then we go and start speaking to the other person. And after a sentence or two, we go blank, right? We start feeling what next? What should I talk about next? Or you don't get any idea there like what I should speak on. So that is a big problem. That is a big challenge and it happens to everybody. That is very common. So don't worry. It's not only your duty to keep the conversation going. It's the other person's duty also to keep the conversation going. But here, if we know some tips and tricks of what to do at that time, it is definitely going to help us to get out of that situation and will again feel confident and fluent in speaking in English. Okay, so that stage, whenever that stage comes, you just need to find a way to overcome that, to come out of that situation. It's just that. Once you start doing that, it will be very easy for you to speak in English. Trust me, guys. That is something which lowers your confidence. That is something which makes you nervous that, you don't have words, you don't have sentences, you don't know what to say next. That is a thought which pulls everything down, your confidence, your fluency, your speaking skills, and everything else, right? And that is why you're not able to speak. But today I'm going to help you out with this. I'm going to tell you how you can come out of this situation very easily, effortlessly, just by keeping few things in mind. Okay. The first and the foremost thing, it's very simple, guys. The first thing is, what I would suggest here is, you just pay attention to how do you talk in your mother tongue. Whenever you are having a conversation with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues or anybody else in your mother tongue, just keep in mind or just recall that conversation and see how you were speaking. What kept the conversation going for a long duration of time, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever, duration you spoke to that person. Just recall that. Introspect. See what and analyze that situation. Analyze that conversation. What questions did you ask? What questions the other person asked? What answer did you give? What answer the other person gave? And how the conversation grew. If you start focusing on all these things, if you start focusing on how your conversation started, how it grew, and what was the content or what was the topic of the conversation, you will get to know a lot of things. You will get a lot of ideas from there itself. And it is very easy for you. It is in your mother tongue, right? When you're talking to somebody in your mother tongue, a lot of things comes to your mind. You don't feel short of words. You don't feel short of sentences or topics. because you're very conversant and very fluent in that, and you're very confident in speaking in your mother tongue. So you can talk on any topic, anything. Analyze that situation and take down notes. See what was the driving factor, whether it was a topic or your knowledge or something else which kept the conversation going. Analyze things, jot down the idea, jot down the points which can help you in your English speaking practice or keep the conversation going in English. You will get a lot of clues, a lot of ideas through this practice. This is a very simple exercise. You can do it any time of the day, anywhere. You just have to recall the whole conversation and think what kept that conversation going. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say, right? So when we have a conversation, a lot of things, right? We speak about a lot of things. So maybe we have discussed about 3-4 ideas. In English, probably one idea we discuss and then we forget the second idea. Okay, so that is one thing. Or maybe a follow-up question. I was talking about something and the other person asked me about something else, and then it helped the conversation to grow further. Or when I was talking about my experience, I asked the other person also for their experience, and this kept the conversation going, right? So there are lots of things involved in a conversation. So if you start analyzing your conversations in your mother tongue, it is really going to benefit you a lot. It is very easy for you. You will be able to recall everything, and you have to just jot down the ideas or points. And when you're speaking in English, when you're role playing, when you're having a conversation with somebody, just make sure that you are taking care of those points. It will definitely help you to get out of the situation. Trust me on this. The next one is the topic. How to start a conversation, or what topic you should choose to start a conversation with. Of course, you'll start a conversation with greetings. Hi, how are you? How are things? And all those things. So these are very simple, basic things. So you can just frame it like how you have to start with greetings, how you have to greet the other person. After that, there has to be a topic which you have to talk about, right? Here you have to be very careful. You have to choose a topic which you are very comfortable with, which you have knowledge on, or which you know very well, or you're very confident about, or passionate about, or enthusiastic about. Like, you can talk about your hobbies, your weekend plans, your work, food, any sports, start with these kind of topics, right? Or movies. Yeah, after greeting and all, yeah, everything is good. You can always say, did you get to watch any movie recently? Or do you have any weekend plans? Or what were you doing last weekend? Right? Or what do you do in your free time? So you can just start choosing these topics to start speaking on. Once you start using these topics, which you are very conversant with, which you are very comfortable with, or which is very convenient for you to speak, it will help you to keep the conversation going. It will help you to speak on it or to talk about it. Okay, and you'll start gaining confidence also while speaking on these topics. So once you start gaining confidence, it will be much, much, much easier for you to speak with the other person for a longer duration of time, or to keep the conversation going. So always choose topics which you are very familiar with, you're very confident in, and you have knowledge on. You can choose any topic related to politics or anything else as well, environment, or anything which is happening right now. You can choose that, but you should have knowledge and you should be confident about speaking on that topic. So that is why I said always choose topics which are very simple and easy to speak on. Start with that, and then you can move to any other topic once you gain confidence, right? Once you start speaking. So this is how you have to start your conversation. You have to pick your topics very smartly. So this is another thing which will help you to keep the conversation going. The third point, or the third thing which will help you in keeping the conversation going, is whenever you are speaking to somebody, whenever you're talking on any topic, or whenever you are speaking on any topic, don't ever forget to ask a follow-up question. If somebody has asked you a question and you're replying to that question, that doesn't mean that you just have to reply to that person and your job is done, your task is done. No. You have to ask a follow-up question also to the other person. Now, what is a follow-up question? Follow-up question is just something which will help you to keep the conversation going. For example, if somebody has asked you, how is your job going? And you have started describing about it. Yes, it is going fine. I was pretty tied up last week, but I think this week things will be a little better. What about you? And this is a follow-up question, like you are asking the other person, you are letting him to speak on that, right? Or if you want to change the topic also, you can ask anything else. So what's your weekend plan? What do you love to eat? Anything. You just try to come up with a question, a follow-up question, so that you can engage the other person also in a conversation. So in this way, when you start asking a question, when the other person starts asking a question, the conversation will go on and on, right? And this is how you can engage yourself in a conversation for a longer duration, right? So these are the 3 tricks which you have to follow. You have to be very clear about how you're speaking, what you have to talk, what topics you are choosing, and how you are engaging the other person in a conversation, right? So these are a few things we have to keep in mind while we are having a conversation with somebody, especially in English. It's very easy to have a conversation in your mother tongue, but I understand there's limitation in English. So that is why if you know the topic very well, if you know what you're talking about, if you know how to ask a follow-up question, then it will be much easier. Then it will be very easy for you to speak or have a conversation with people in English. So guys, it's not difficult to keep the conversation going. You just have to keep in mind these small things. The topics are very important, so you have to pick up certain topics and start speaking on it so that you get conversant and you get fluent in speaking on that topic and you get confident about speaking on that topic. So this is the first exercise you have to do. Collect some small talk topics or collect some very general basic topics which you can start your conversation with, or conversation starters. Collect some conversation starters and start speaking on it for 2 minutes, or just to get familiar with those questions and answers. Once you are done, it will be much easier for you to speak, to have a conversation with people. So get in the practice of having a conversation in this way, keeping in mind all these points, and you will see the difference. But you have to start from somewhere. You have to speak to people. If you start speaking to people, then only you will become more confident. Your confidence will grow gradually and your fluency will also gradually grow. So you have to start speaking. You have to start having a conversation or engaging people in a conversation, right? So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.